Hello everyone, I'm Sky. I'm a cosplayer and content creator of nearly 5 years, and I want to share some of the tips and tricks I found for running a social media, or many social medias, as a cosplayer, content creator, or artist. So as I said before, I have been doing this for nearly 5 years, and I have grown in my social media account numbers, as well as in followers, engagement, and reach. And I do this efficiently by planning out every single day of content, every single week. I know it might sound like overkill, but it has really helped me organize my life, what to post, and how to do it. As much as social media is begrudging, it is an important part of cosplayers, artists, content creators, you name it. All of my social medias serve a different purpose. So my Instagram, for example, has all of my pretty photos and cosplays. However, for my TikTok, I have a lot of edutainment content. And for here on YouTube, I do a random mix of teaching you guys and also showing how I make cosplays or crafts. Now, social media doesn't have to feel like you're pulling teeth out, so I've made a way that's easier for a lot of cosplayers, artists, and content creators. And that is by making my own social media tracker and planner. Here's a snapshot of a couple of the pages in here. I also have them in blue and pink, if you so please. But as you can see, I have a yearly plan right here that just showcases all of the months in the year, and this is the grid format. I have the weekly plan, which is my most used one, I must say, and it has Monday through Sunday here. I use this one for filling out content plans weekly and seeing what social medias I need to post to on what days. And here is my Instagram tracker. I also have a Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok tracker. This one just showcases how many followers, the growth, impressions, engagement, all of that good stuff, as well as a spot for notes and goals. You can find all 3 colors on my Etsy, and if you use this code right here, you can get 10% off. Does that make this a sponsored video if I sponsor myself? But enough about that, let's talk about social media pillars. These pillars are important for not only creating a social media account that grows, but also one that engages its audience. So, what are they? We have your target audience, your goals, consistency, and feedback. Let's start with target audience. This is important for determining who you want to see and interact with your posts. On TikTok, for example, I focus on catering to an audience that likes cosplay and Ren Fair, but also enjoys learning new things. Now let's determine what your goals are for social media. That could be anything from 1 goal to 5. It doesn't matter as long as you're clear with your intentions. So the big question is, what do you want to get out of this social media? Do you perhaps want to educate others, showcase your work, or sell a product? Or what about all 3? You can do that if you want. The next pillar is consistency, which everyone says consistency is key, and that couldn't be more true with social media. Find a posting schedule or day or time that works best for you. I wouldn't front load your social media like I'm gonna post 4 times a day on 8 different social medias, because that can be very hard to keep up with, especially if you're doing this part-time. I have different posting schedules for each of my social media accounts, and I try to keep consistent as possible. That way my audience knows what days I post on what social media, so that they'll be there for your support. And we can tie that back in with our other 2 pillars. For example, if your target audience is mostly people that work full-time jobs, posting at lunchtime or after work will guarantee viewership. And for your goal pillar, if you're releasing something on Saturday, making a post about it on Friday can help bring customers to your shop. And our final pillar is feedback. Once you've gone through your week of posting, step back and look at what posts did well, why they did well, and look at what posts didn't do well and why they didn't do well. Also, take into account which content that you liked creating the most. I can't stress this enough that having passion of getting in front of the camera and creating this content is what really brings viewers and followers and an audience to your channel. So I've been sitting in front of this camera for quite a while telling you about a bunch of stuff, and if you're like me, I learn best from seeing how it's done. So watch as I fill out these 3 planners for my cosplay social medias right now. Hello, Sky here in voiceover mode, and I'm here to show you how I would fill out these 3 trackers from my social media planner kit. Let's start with my weekly plan. I go ahead and write down what the week is, This time I'm just putting July 28th right here. And let's go ahead and fill out what I need to do today. So to keep track of what I need filmed, edited, and posted, I have these 3 key items. The circle right in the middle is my filmed, the triangle is my edited, and finally the square is my scheduled/posted. This helps me keep track to see where my content lies down its pipeline. I also note down what social media it's going to, for example this one's Instagram, and I also write a brief description about what the post is. There's my example one right here, here's it filmed, edited, and finally scheduled. Perfect. Now let's show an example of what this really looks like. Here's one for TikTok, and I just go ahead and figure out what I'm gonna post, or an idea that I've had. And I do another one down here. This one is for my ASMR YouTube channel. And I'm just checking off that it's filmed, and the ASMR one is ready to go, so everything gets checked off. Let's go ahead and fill out this Instagram tracker, filling out the month on top for July, adding in my total follower count, and then going to see what the change was, which was positive and a 0.175% change. Impressions, I just made up this number because I didn't know it offhand. It's definitely not that, lol. And you would just go down this list and fill out what the spots you need with the information you have. So let's do top performing post, again made up. I put down Tris for my cosplay post. And I also denote how many likes that it got. Next I do a reel, again fully made up, not true at all. Total content, meaning how many posts of each type were made that month. And of course, can't forget the goals. For this one, I just came up with a bunch of random goals that I wanted to have for next month and how I would best achieve them. And in the notes, I also pointed out which post did well and why. And there's the Instagram tracker done. Finally, let's fill out the yearly plan. So this is great for looking at big goals for the month or big plans for the month. I use this especially for coming up with cosplays. So I wrote down which ASMR I was planning on doing. Next, I figure out what cosplays I wanted for this month. And finally, any goals that I had this month. These are great for just looking at the big picture when it comes to your content creation. Let's just add a little something to September, since I already kind of know what's going on there. So I hope you found this information useful, and remember, if you use this code right here, you can get 10% off of my social media trackers over on my Etsy, Skyline Stars Cosplay. Remember that in big companies or small companies, social media is a team of people that both create, schedule, post, you name it, for all of this content. For someone like me, and I believe someone like you too, I'm only one person managing all of these social medias as well as creating the content for them. So I just want to be here to remind you that social media is a full-time job. And it's okay if you can't match the output of some of these other creators who might have teams or might be doing this full-time. I didn't mean to end this video on such a somber note, but I think it's a very important thing to call out and notice inside of our community. I'm Sky, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to my patrons for helping make videos like this possible. Extra special thanks to my 4th tier patrons, PhoenixGhost, Bulls, Chris, SNESChalmers, and my tree patrons, Nathan and Brandon. Thank you all so much.